Okay. All right, the surprise movie of the year, in my opinion. And by the way, I'm doing the freaking clip-on thing with the mic the first time, so...
So if he starts twitching or seems really
I realize I have to make...
Because he is.
I have to make the sacrifice because I'm probably ruining people's ears with whatever, the mic and audio and stuff. But, surprise movie of the year, Sheep Detectives. I mean, when... The funniest part is I always say that. I always say, like, the title, and then I go, well, I mean...
Here's the thing. It's a top 5 highest-rated movie for Hugh Jackman all time.
Crazy.
He doesn't have a small filmography. So for this to land in his top 5 rated movies all time, with the preface that he's not, like, in 100% of this movie, he is still very in this movie. And he was involved a lot in this movie. But, I mean, he was in movies, Wolverine, Les Mis, like, he's in a bunch of really...
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman. He's in a bunch of really epic movies. So, to come back and be like, hey, by the way, Sheep Detectives, top 5 all time for Hugh Jackman. I read that and I was like, are you...
Yeah, same
sure?
here. Same here. I'm pretty sure when we saw the trailer... And I said, what the heck are we doing here?
Well, the first thing that you said to me when I was like, well, I think I'm going to go see Sheep Detectives this weekend after reading that article was, do we have to go see Sheep Detectives this weekend? And I was like, yes, because apparently it's Hugh Jackman's top 5 rated movie of all time. And you were like, that's ridiculous.
And then I saw a reel. And people were like hyping it up, and I was like, all right, well, now that gets me hyped up for this. And the humor, the whodunit story, the voice actors, this cast is insane. I mean, it's ridiculous. Patrick Stewart, Bella Ramsey,
Brett Goldstein, Regina Hall, Chris O'Dowd, Bryan Cranston,
Bryan
Louise
Cranston.
Dreyfus, Nicholas Braun, Rhys Darby,
Julia
Louise
Dreyfus did a great job as Lily.
Oh,
like that was great.
She did a great job, and this is like the last time a cast for what you could even almost call a kids movie was this stacked. Was like the Son of Egypt Moses movie they did back in like 2002.
Yeah.
When you had most of the Lion King's cast come over and be like, yeah, we're gonna do the Bible animated movie, and people were like, you got like 20 A-list actors to be in this movie.
Insane.
How did you do this? And I kind of like was looking up the cast list for this going like, how did you get everybody to be in a movie about sheep? How did you do that? Like, these are 60% of the upcoming actors and big name actors from years and years and years. Mm-hmm. And they're all in it. And I'm like, okay, good job.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the humor in this movie. I was laughing multiple times, particularly between Officer Tim Derry. I mean, listen, I love Nicholas Braun from Succession, and I haven't really seen anything from him outside of that. He was kind of typecasted into that role, and I thought it would literally be the only thing that I would remember him from. Now I can remember him from Sheep Detectives because he actually had a really good performance, and he was one of the side characters where it's like, okay, why are we getting him involved so much? But then I'm like, okay, get him involved so much because I'm actually having a great time. But the emotional beats in this movie, the humor, and then you would think, oh yeah, CGI animals just talking. Like it was kind of
who cares? But
it was kind of one of the reasons why I kind of didn't like. I didn't love the Lion King like live action because I'm like, okay, well the animated version, just the expressions and everything are so much more better when they're drawn. So like I that's why I initially wanted to avoid this movie, but seeing it now and how funny the animals were. Yeah, I mean, it worked. It all worked well, and it really was a surprise movie of the year.
The surprise for me is, like, the trailer that I watched for it, it played it off as kind of like a comedy, and I went, sheep, comedy, whodunit, like Knives Out. I kind of mostly just expect this to be a stupid movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is a stupid kids movie, and that's all this is, and I'm going to get to the theater, and it's going to be a bunch of people just with their families, and, like, it'll be mildly entertaining and I'll leave, and that's fine. Nothing to...
And we'll do a review on it, and then
right.
we'll be...
It'll be one of those like quick 15, 20-minute reviews, and we'll toss it and we'll move on to the next one. The biggest surprise was all of the emotional beats in this film. Like, the amount of times that I found myself, like, actually welling up a little bit. I was like, what's happening to me? Why... This is a movie about sheep. What are we doing?
Even just the beginning of the movie. And I knew my reels would be, and I'm an Instagram reels guy. I just can't get addicted to multiple apps that just make you doom scroll. But I knew that at the beginning of the movie, when he's just coming out of the van, you know, taking care of all the sheep, I was like, dude, somebody's going to clip this on and be like, oh, every man's retirement plan. And it 100% is my retirement plan. Are you kidding me?
We talked not that long ago about moving to Norway and getting a farm and drinking whiskey.
Moving to Dublin, starting a sheep farm. Like, Hugh Jackman was living my dream vicariously through this movie. So that was, and then him even... I loved how they connected like the whodunit story with him reading to the sheep, and then that's how you're introduced to, because it was a very easy like joke to introduce to the sheep, and then everybody was super funny.
Well, and they did a really good job of carrying that joke throughout the movie, like dropping the book off to the officer, and him being like, I put together a board of detectives or of suspects, and now I can be a true detective. Whereas his first interactive was like, well, I'm not a detective, but I was around and I detected stuff.
See, that type of humor killed it. I was, and my theater wasn't necessarily packed. There was like, the whole back row was filled, and then there was a couple people in the front, and then I'm just laughing. I'm like, all right, but you gotta keep it together. Because like... I think the humor was only made for me sometimes, and I was like, oh my god.
No, the humor was so good. Like, this is, we talked about it while we were putting together this doc, but this is the perfect movie for everyone. Because if you're an adult who liked the Knives Out movies, you can go to this movie and enjoy it because it's still got a good whodunit story. The comedy is really great. There's good emotional beats, but if you're the parent of, you know, kids and stuff, and you like those Knives Out movies, but you want to take your kids to something that's still appropriate, but a movie that you would enjoy, take them to the Sheep Detectives.
Literally.
This movie's hilarious. There were families in my theaters, as I expected there to be. The kids liked it. The parents, the dad that was sitting like 2 rows down from me was laughing harder than his wife or kids were. Like,
exactly.
He was having just the most, and like observing him like belly laugh in his seat was honestly one of the best parts of the movie because he was just tickled pink.
Even stuff like simple, like them trying to cross the road, it just...
What is that? I don't know, but it's definitely not grass. And the facial expressions, the way that they got the animated look to them without making them look fake, like, it was,
Dude, and then story, the subplot with, like, the winter sheep, oh my god.
The winter sheep, I love that little baby winter sheep, and, like...
I was just like, let her be involved, like, what are we doing?
Even the butcher, like, side storyline, and, you know, sheep turning into clouds, like... It was a layered story. There wasn't many lulls throughout the movie where you felt like, gosh, could we just pick it up and get going? Like, every time we moved to a new scene, each one fed into something else. It all had a purpose. Everything kept pushing the story forward to the point where, like, it got done and I was like, it's over?
Yeah.
Oh, that was quick.
Entertaining.
I loved it. Like... It doesn't feel like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
We could have been here for another 20 minutes. And I wouldn't have minded.
Every single time with a whodunit movie, I'm always so gullible to where I'm like, who did it? Never like the most obvious person that's like dyed his hair and is mischievously going through and taking pictures of a carnival that nobody cares about or a festival that nobody cares about. But no, I mean... The cast was great. The story was entertaining. I mean, oh my god. I mean, let's just talk about it. It's Samson, right? Yes. It's Sebastian. Sebastian, Bryan Cranston's character. My goodness, I literally was tearing up so bad watching
when the dogs attacked him? Yeah, dude, his arc in this movie, and like he had no real reason to be like an extremely prominent character, and it wasn't like he dominated screen time either, but his story was so well interwoven into the rest of the story that when you finally got to him defending Lily and
having that emotional moment.
That emotional moment, revealing that, he was a part of that he was a part of the circus, that that whole big storyline brings you into that emotional moment, makes you care, and it ties off his story so well. I was like, I was sitting in the theater going like, no, I'm cool. No, I'm not crying. Shut up. Leave me alone.
It's like Marley and Me. I was like, Jesus, dude, this is so sad.
Right. Well, and then like the sheep's going off and Lily being like, I'm sorry, I'm too sad not to forget, and having Hugh Jackman show up. Like, it just took you from emotional moment to emotional moment, and I was like, dude, this movie's killing me.
And then,
it's like, what's happening?
Not only that, Hugh Jackman naming Lily the sheep after his
dead wife.
Like, oh my god,
dude, ripped my heart directly out of my and the shop owner who stole the letter initially because she thought he was writing love letters and giving it back to his daughter, and just being like, I'm really sorry because we did go out for a while, but he never loved anybody more than your mother. And I was like, all right, he named the sheep after his dead wife. He tried to find love again. He couldn't.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. It's just too sad. It's a sheep movie. It's a sheep movie. What are we doing?
Oh my god. Of all the movies that I thought would get me just like super emotional, I don't think Sheep Detectives was up there for me.
I remember leaving the theater and I got a call from my sister and she was like, hey, what'd you see today? Because, we talk on the walk back from the theater, and I was like, oh, I saw this was the week that I saw Obsession and Sheep Detectives. I was like, saw Obsession, saw Sheep Detectives, and she goes, oh, I kind of want to see Sheep Detectives. Should I see it? And I was like, yeah, bring a tissue box. And she was like, what? And I was like, I'm not kidding. You'll cry. And she was like, nah. And I went, okay, best of luck to you then. It's coming.
Yeah.
But they did a great job. I would, if there's nothing in theaters this weekend, to use all 4 of my tickets, and I'm really interested in going to 4 movies this upcoming weekend, and it's still there, I'll go see it again. Yeah. Like, it was good enough that I would go back for a second.
When it comes on streaming, and if I'm around my friends or something, I'm definitely gonna be like, let's watch Sheep Detectives.
Oh yeah.
Like, if we want to like chill and just talk like over the movie, like it is for sure one of the great, like I would have loved this movie like if I was a kid, and I would have rewatched it so many times. But no, it was the most surprising movie of the year, I think. I don't think because we've said it multiple times, but when the trailer comes out, you're like, why did Hugh Jackman take this? But then the emotional beats, the story, the whodunit, the funny characters in it. Molly Gordon was good in it too. I want to like shout her out because she was in The Bear, and I liked her storyline in The Bear as well, and she did good. And she did a little like rom-com like drama. It was like Oh Hi, I think, or something that I couldn't see because it's on streaming now. I'll probably see it, but she was good in this too, like playing the daughter of Hugh Jackman, and then the ending of that and how they capped it off of her like taking up his van, taking care of the sheep. Like, it was so beautiful.
Right, buying the property next door, getting all those sheep mixed
the shot of her like dancing down the field with like all the sheep like following her, it's just so beautiful. I'm like, oh my god.
Reading Hugh Jackman's book on how to take care of sheep to the whole herd, I was like, all right. Especially bringing the winter sheep over to be a part of the whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
What was your score for this movie?
Well, my score for this is going to be, I think I'm giving it a 9.6. It's disgustingly high for something that really doesn't looking at the trailer, looking at the movie for this, like, I wasn't even planning on seeing it, but the more research, the more time I spent with it, the more I was like, okay, really, we have to go see this. And after I saw it, I'm like, of all the movies we've seen recently in theaters, it's the one that, like, even as we're talking about it now, I'm like, I would go back and see it.
Yeah.
I would
The
rewatchability
of this gives it that much high of a score.
It does.
Because this is a movie that we're going to remember for 2026. And it's funny because we were talking in our Obsession review, and Mac is like, what's your top 5 movies of the year? And I go, I named The Drama, I named Send Help, and then I go, yeah, probably Sheep Detectives as well.
Right, like, Sheep Detectives is in my top 10 for the year.
It might hit the 10 slot. It might hit the 10 slot for me.
Right, I think
it's going to need to be pushed out.
Right, it's 10 right now. Eventually, I'm sure it'll drop out, but for right now, sit there. Please, you're so good. And, like, no business being that good. But
there's a lot of good movies coming out in the summer in the week's time. I mean, we got to go see, like, Star Wars, Mandalorian, Grogu. Heard it was... I knew it was going to be, like, an adventure movie, but it's fine.
It's...
We'll give it an honest review. We cannot let the critics and other people's opinions influence our decisions.
All noise pushed out. We'll give you an honest review, but there's a lot of good stuff coming out. We'll see how far Sheep Detective stays up on this list, but for right now, it's high 9s, and it's staying in the 10 slot for me right now.
I'm going to give it 9.2. I think, like, we definitely, I don't even think they needed to be highlighted, to be honest, but there was a few lulls where I was like, okay, can we get the story a little bit back going? But they were only for, like, maybe 5 minutes, and then a joke would happen or a sequence would happen, and then I would be reeled right back into the movie. I love these whodunit films. I mean, Knives Out definitely
one of the better iterations.
Started its own, like, sort of franchise, and I felt like revived this genre because I didn't like. There's old whodunit movies that are just, like, iconic. I remember watching a lot of them with my parents, but this genre, I feel like it always hits in some sort of way. I don't really think you can definitely make a bad movie of a whodunit movie, but if you have good humor, maybe some emotional moments, or if you just want to keep it, like, comedic and funny and really go into, like, the whodunit side of the story, I really do think they have, like, a lot of success. It was sad the movie didn't necessarily make the money it needed to possibly make a budget. It's still making money, and I feel like it's getting more popular as people talk about it more, so hopefully you can get, like, an extended theater run, make some money, and
and, they'll make plenty of money as it goes to streaming, too, I think. That's an important thing to remember. Of course, we haven't gone on this rant in a while. Go to the theaters. Like, we got everybody into the theater for Hoppers, and I know this wasn't as advertised as Hoppers was, but go to the theaters.
This was an easy movie to just, if you were doing nothing, instead of maybe doom scrolling on the phone for, like, 2 hours or something, like, which all of us do, but
go show up to Sheep Detectives.
There's Obsession out. The list of movies that are out right now are so rewatchable in every way.
They're great movies. Like, and we're getting to the summer where the list of movies to see in theaters is going to be a lot larger than the list of movies not to see in theaters.
Yeah.
Go to the theaters. And especially movies like this, like, kids, this is a great movie to take your kids to.
Yeah.
They need the support, and, like, it'll probably get watched when it goes to streaming, but, like, I want to see more movies like this.
Yes.
And we can only see more movies like this if you get in and support them.
The one thing that I am kind of worried about with the success of Obsession, maybe, like, Hokum and stuff, it's like people want to... No, not necessarily say those movies, like, it's bad or anything, but, like, maybe people will have this idea that they need to make this, like, crazy Black Mirror, like, almost, like, wild, because that movie is going to be a staple of success, especially with, like, Sinners and stuff like that. But, like, Sinners honestly had a pretty big budget, didn't it? It didn't necessarily...
It had a bigger budget,
It wasn't like Obsession where you're only spending $1 million and then you're gaining $100 million. I want people to focus on the stories, but stories like this are definitely still prominent and they still have a popularity. It still made a lot of money.
Oh, it
just the cast, I'm sure the cast they had.
Oh,
I'm sure the marketing that they had to spend, the marketing and stuff. on top of what they spent on the budget for the CGI and everything. But like, if you can make a good whodunit film, you know, with up and coming actors, I feel like you could possibly do it. I mean, Knives Out, the only reason it cost a lot of money was because they had the cast. And the cast does matter.
It does. And like Daniel Craig, I'm sure warrants a big paycheck all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think there's ways to do it that you could get around some of the cost. Nothing's ever going to be dirt cheap. But like, Sheep Detectives cost $125 million total out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find a way to do these kinds of movies at like $75 million, because globally right now this has made $82 million. Once it finishes its run, let's park it at $100 million to be overestimated. Well, you've still made $25 million if 75 million is your benchmark. I'm not saying don't spend money on the film, but we got to try and bring it to a reasonable expectation to make money.
Yeah.
Because the movies that automatically make 150 or 200 million out the gate are movies that are your...
$75 million is a little much for a whodunit film.
Right. Even that's still a little high, but if you want actors like Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart and stuff, people like that, your budget
Bryan Cranston,
right. Your budget is going to be a little larger. But then let's find other ways to cut down on cost in other areas.
Yeah, and I would argue, I mean, like, for me, at least, I don't necessarily think the voice necessarily is, like, the biggest thing for, like, you know, like...
You just need a good
You just
actor.
need a good voice actor. So
right.
There are people out there that will take less money, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. So it's like, I
Animal
think...
Farm, which you didn't see, it's not a big deal. It's a smaller studio animated movie.
Yeah. Wasn't that a book?
I don't know, actually. It was made by Angel Studios. So, but they had a bunch of well-known actors, but not huge actors in it, except for Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was like the big name actor in it. And their budget was increased, but I think they came in at 45 or 50 for an animated movie. And I went, okay, see, now that's something you can work with. Because if you get kids into theaters going to see that, and you can turn that around to even 50 or 65 million, which is a much more reasonable budget for a lesser-known kids movie, then you've still made a decent profit. But if it blows up like something like Hoppers, then you've made a huge chunk of money, and now you can turn around and reinvest that in something else. So I guess it kind of just depends on what you want to do. But like you said, they're voice actors. If we don't have to see them, you don't need the face. Hugh Jackman, maybe you decide you need Hugh Jackman because you're going to see him. But Sheep, I don't really need.
Yeah, I don't need. I mean, as long as I felt like the humor was funny enough to where you didn't necessarily need
I don't need
a stellar cast.
I don't need that. I did like Bryan Cranston as Sebastian, but you could find a gruff-voiced, really good voice actor, and they could still do a good job.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus was great too, but
she was.
I felt like you needed her, honestly, as well.
You might have needed her.
She kind of had the soft-heartedness and like, I don't know. It was just, she kind of killed it.
She did. But still
9.2 though.
Yeah.
Still, oh my God.
Still time to get to the theater, so go see it while it's still there. And
Star Wars is out.
Streaming.
And then we're going to have a ton of other movies.
Star Wars, Passenger, Backrooms, and then moving into June, we start
Robin Hood with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, yeah,
Hugh Jackman's going to be having a year, man.
Hugh Jackman's definitely having
I was thinking about that as well. I mean, I can't wait for Robin Hood. I mean, it's going to be...
The death of Robin Hood.
The death of Robin Hood.
A little foreshadowing.
Which is... well, I wonder what happens in that movie. My God.